Hey, Mike McGrady here. Mondays with Mike. It's almost, what is it, about May 29th or something, right?
30th.
May 30th. So anyway, we're pretty much done with all of our retail sales. People are still coming, but I'm kind of trying to scare them away because we have so much to do. So what we have left here, what we're doing is we're cleaning everything up, getting it weed free, and then I'm putting down some pre-emergent. We put down this this ground cloth. This is a fabric that keeps the weeds down. It's got a bit of a felt backing, but the water can go through it. So it's like Nursery ground cover cloth. There's a bunch of different places that sell it. I highly recommend it. Last year I didn't plan ahead, so I just threw down some black plastic. Terrible idea. It held water. The pots wicked the water up. They were too wet. I really shouldn't have done it, but I did. The reason I put them in the past, I never used anything, but certain things like Weigelia, Spirea, Forsythia, they'll root right out of the bottom of the pot into the ground, and I didn't want that to happen. So this Nursery ground cover fabric works great for that because it keeps the roots from growing through it. It keeps the weeds down, and water can seep through it. And it's got lines on it so you can line up your plants very neatly. So anyway, we're putting this down and getting everything weeded, and then we apply. This is a pre-emergent. People ask me about this all the time. Primarily I use Snapshot. This is Snapshot DG, a selective pre-emergent herbicide for control of broadleaf weeds and annual grasses. You can research it online. It's Snapshot DG. You're not going to find that at a big box store. You're going to have to go to a farm supply or a nursery supply, landscape supply, a place like that. Pre-emergence will keep weed seed from germinating. They're not going to do a thing for weeds that are already there or roots that are already there. So just keep that in mind. People always ask me, how much do you apply? Actually, I picked up this little spreader. I just got this thing from Tractor Supply. I actually like it because it's kind of a non-brand name, but so far it's working pretty good. And basically, so I'm going to apply some to this row. So basically that's all I do. How much am I putting down? I don't know. But the nice thing is once the plants grow and fill out the container, the weeds pretty much take care of themselves. So, you know, once the sunlight can't get to them, the weeding is pretty well minimal. So this stuff helps a great deal, which is why we use it. So that is our pre-emergent. Let's see, what else were we going to talk? We can go back and talk about some perennials, right? Oh, we're going to do the Weigelia too, right?
Before we do that, what is the name of the ground cover cloth? DeWitt?
DeWitt is one brand name, and there are kind of like no label brands out there as well. So I think DeWitt is the one that is the most popular. It's the weight of it is like 3.2 ounces, however they measure that. It comes in widths as narrow as 3 feet. 6 feet, 12 feet. Keep in mind when you order it, if you order a 12-foot by 300-foot roll, it's got to come by motor freight, so they're going to bring it in a great big truck. That creates an issue. You got to be there to accept the delivery and all that. If you order the 6-foot by 300-foot rolls, I'm pretty sure they can ship them UPS one at a time. So, and they're heavy, so buy them, check the freight, because if you don't want to buy it clear across the country if somebody, you know, 200, 300, 400,000 miles closer has it. So that makes a big difference as well. What I'm doing back here is I'm putting in a perennial bed along our container area. I've got a row of lavender twist, weeping redbud, and then outside of there I've got a row of hairy lauder walking stick that are tree form. So eventually I'm probably going to take out 3 trees, leave one, take out 3, and then sell them. But I'm going to leave a row of weeping lavender twist along this bed. I'm putting these perennials under here, so I have some perennials on the property that I can dig up, divide, replant. So this is going to be my perennial bed where I'm getting things that I can harvest from. So I've got some Palace Purple Euchra in here. This is Marvelous Marble Euchra, and there's some Snow Angel Euchra. And then I'm going to go grab some more stuff right now to kind of get this thing planted all the way out. So anyway, that's a project that I've been working on this week in between everything else we're trying to get done. Now we're going to talk a little bit about pruning some some variegated Weigelia. Somebody asked me about this the other day, so let's touch on that. All right, now this is some variegated Weigelia. Somebody asked me the other day, says, when do I cut back my Weigelia? I got Weigelia that are 3 foot tall, but they're only one stem. You know, we talked about this a few weeks back in another video that we did, and all these plants should have been cut back last summer. This is a perfect example. Some of these, you know, like this, you can see how tall it is, and these should have been cut back to 6 inches last summer when they were first rooted. So now we're kind of backtracking a little bit, trying to catch up. So somebody asked me yesterday, so when do I cut them back? I mean, you know what, you can prune here, but that's really not going to help you a lot. What I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for them to fill out like down here, and then I can come way down here. I'm actually going to take this one off right there, because that's really what I'm looking at, to get them back to a workable size so they fill out and turn into nice shrubs. Here's one right here. I'm going to get in there and make that cut. Now that thing is going to fill out really nice and turn into a real nice plant. It's really important with your flowering shrubs that you just don't let them turn into what I'm holding in my hand. You want to get them way back here. The sooner you do that, the better. So believe it or not, this thing is going to fill out and be really nice now. So I hope that that's going to kind of explain things for you a little bit. So let's call it quits. I'm Mike McGroarty with Mondays with Mike.